This is a First Alert Weather Special Report.
2 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon, and this is the city, Times Square. So thankfully, you know, we're getting a break. We're definitely in a lull, and wild numbers going on all over the place. I know it's a bummer when you have this kind of an interruption for your weekend plans in the city, but again, you can see traffic's moving. The concern is going to be the wind. Wind is going to be the next kind of sinister chapter in this, you know, wild weekend, and it sure has been a long time. It's just been storm after storm after storm. Tomorrow the wind, Thursday the snow. I just want to show you real quickly. You can see, you know, even with this perspective, that things are clearing out. This is problematic, though. Ulster and Dutchess County, in fact, parts of the Hudson Valley, it's a winter storm warning. They're concerned about additional icing, and it wouldn't take that much more because there's going to be wind, so you worry about weight on trees and power outages. It's also interesting out here through parts of Suffolk County, right around Riverhead, points north and south, all the way up to Wading River, and there's a little bit of icing over the Sound, too. And then the big view shows this lull. That's good for the city. I'm heading out to West Essex, so I'll have a little bit of shower activity, not the kind of nasty stuff we were dealing with earlier this morning. Let's look ahead, shall we? You and me, with the Futurecast, and you can see a few things going on. Whoa, this brand new number. Belmar's 58 degrees. Trenton is almost 20 degrees cooler. Look at that dividing line. New York, 37. Toms River, 57. Look at Babylon. Oh, Babylon, by the way, Babylon over to Upton. Where are you getting that? That's, you've got extra lift. So if, you know, you hear a little rumble, it's not an upset stomach. It's definitely, there's instability in the atmosphere. So watch this. This, I think, is there's a little lag. The models now are a bit out of sync because it's filling in a lot more in the way of thunderstorm activity this afternoon. We may not be able to pull this off. I think we'll have one or two. We may not have this much coverage for the last impulse, but there is another impulse that's going to push through, and then it quiets down precipitation-wise, and in fact, sky-wise, there'll be some breaks in the clouds. The wind will help to dry things out. Which, you know, the weird thing is, not weird, we need it because you don't want all this moisture. It's going to be so cold, you'd have widespread icing if you didn't have the wind. And then Tuesday is shaping up to be sunny, but still very cold. This is interesting. So you guys know how this works. We put all the algorithms to work, and you kind of you cherry pick the different models you want. But there's pretty good agreement that by this time into Monday morning, you're going to see some more significant winds. Immediately, I want to draw your attention to the east. Technically not under a warning, but that's where we could see some of the worst of the wind. 50-mile-an-hour gusts possible out on the island, which is pretty typical. Sometimes you have that wind. Friction is a big part of wind, and with the absence of the friction, you get these big numbers. But look at this. Now, Monday afternoon, we still have 40 to 50-mile-an-hour winds. 46-mile-an-hour winds, New Brunswick. Man, that's rough. And it just reinforces the chill all day long. And then winds will subside a little bit Monday, but not much. And also, you see the direction of the winds. It's that cool, dry wind that's going to blow. So that's why Monday's a first alert weather day, too, because of those winds. We're not adding a lot of precipitation, hardly any, but it's the gust to possibly 60 miles an hour. Could be damaging. Few reasons why. If there's any kind of icing left on those trees in the Hudson Valley, they're more vulnerable. But hey, we've had like inches of snow, inch and a half of rain. You've got some compromised roots, so we could see some trees down. Just stuff going to be flying around. And watch out when you're driving around tomorrow. You know, the big rigs are going to be battling this. There likely will be some restrictions on major thoroughfares due to that. Talk about friction and the way the profile of those trucks work against them. And all the while, it's 10 degrees below normal. Feels like the tens, this feels like the teens. And sub-zero wind chills are going to be a common feature. Then Thursday is the next storm. That's coming into a cold air mass. So it's going to be snow, varying degrees as to how much. The European, as far as the forecast model, is leading the charge with, on average, maybe half an inch. Greater numbers south and east. We've got rain clearing out 50. 28 tonight. We're going to cut the numbers in half, and we're going to accentuate that by adding those big winds, so it's going to feel sub-zero even tonight, parts of the area. President's Day, 33. Who are your top 3 favorite presidents? Everybody goes Washington, Lincoln, but who's number 3? Is it FDR? Is it Teddy? I mean, interesting. So have some fun with that. And then over the next few days, quiet Monday, Tuesday, but windy and cold. Then alerting you to the next coastal low coming in on Thursday. Hey, coming up here, Craig Allen's going to take over. Mr. Weather, Craig Allen is going to be taking over, and our producer, Matt Villafane, they'll be taking over here. Stick around. We've got you covered, and we'll alert you when the weather's changing.
This has been a First Alert Weather Special Report.